Hey guys! So, yes, it's taken me a while, but I am going to complete my Dear Me video right now. My Dear Me is directed at my teenage self and I guess to any teenagers watching in general. Because I always say, like I said to my cousins that are younger than me, I'm basically the walking, talking guide on what not to do. You know, I can not necessarily give great advice based on the experience of, you know, what to do to make things turn out really great. More the opposite of that. So I figured that if there was ever, you know, a time where they wanted my opinion on something, it's like, take what I would have done or what I did do in that situation at your age and do the opposite, and things should work out pretty good. So that's that, just to so you know where I'm coming from. So, dear me, listen to your mum. Listen to your parents, for those of you fortunate to have both. And, you know, I always used to say that having just my mum was perfect, because who wants two parents? That's like two people that you have to, you know, run shit by instead of just getting the okay from one. It's like you got two, so it's like, you know, if you got two parents, it's like even if one says yes, the other one's gonna say no. So, you know, if you've got one of them agreeing, why do you have to stop the line? Thank you. I'm running late to class and it's peak hour traffic, so there may be like little Tourette's-like outbursts throughout, just heads up on that. I don't actually have Tourette's, in case you've never seen my videos before. Yeah. Okay, anyway, so, you know, instead of having to get the okay from two parents, it's like, well, I only have one, so if mum says it's fine, then it's fine, and that's it. There was that. There was, I'm also an only child, so, I thought it was really great being an only child, and just with my mum, I'm thinking like, well, I did have a lot more opportunities and experiences presented to me than a lot of my friends did who had both parents or had one parent with siblings or whatever. Basically, more opportunities and experiences presented to me than my friends in different family makeups. So, you know, I was feeling pretty good about the whole, like, just me and my mum thing. But, you know, people always say that single parents generally, children from single parents are generally like me. And I guess that in hindsight I could say that that's true, because I'm me. That makes sense to me. It probably makes sense to absolutely no one else. But moving on. So listen to your mum, listen to your parents, because they've been around for a while. They know stuff. They're not just out to make shit difficult for you and piss you off. They've got life experience. And I know that as teenagers, we think that we know everything. Even shit that we have absolutely no experience with, we know all about, because you know. So they actually have this thing called life experience, which means that they've experienced a whole bunch more shit in life than you have, just based on the time that they've been around as opposed to the time that you've been around. They've made mistakes too. Even if your parents are like really straight-laced, they probably weren't always like that. Like, I am by no means straight-laced now, But I have toned it down a whole bunch since my teenage years. So, yeah. I mean, some people are just straight-laced forever, but not everyone. So, you know, they know stuff. They've made mistakes. They've done stuff. You know, maybe they don't want you to make the same mistakes that they made and all of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, long story short, listen to your parents. Focus on your education. I know that's like the boring thing to say. And, you know, I heard all of this when I was a teenager, and I was like, I got plenty of time to worry about all of that kind of shit. Right now, all that matters is my friends and guys, and that's it, basically. Big mistake. One of my many regrets is not taking my education seriously. I was fortunate enough to go to one of the best schools. Some would say, like, full stop. Definitely one of the best schools in the country, but there are people who would say, like, one of the best schools, like, full stop, like, even internationally. How my mum pulled that off, I don't know. But I feel incredibly guilty that I wasted that opportunity. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I hope that my daughter can go there too, but I still haven't figured out how my mum pulled it off, and how I would be able to pull it off. So, you know, we'll see. Fingers crossed. Definitely take your education seriously, because the friends and guys that you think are so important now and are worth like 100% of your time and energy are just not. And shit education is forever. Friends, regardless of, you know, the promises and the, you know, talk of fucking growing old together and all of that shit, most likely they're not going to be around. I can say that everyone that I focused on instead of my education is no longer in my life at all. So, you know, some of them stuck around up until like not long ago, but some of them dropped off years ago, and I'm still here with my shit education. So definitely focus on your education. If you can find that balance between a social life and education, then great, but if not, education comes first. It has to. You're literally throwing your life away if it doesn't. And yeah, I can definitely be the poster child for that, among many other things. And on that note, I would say you will not realize until you're older just how fortunate you are, regardless of your circumstances. Like, anyone watching this, like, you know, you've got the internet, like, you've got a house, you know, you've got like somewhere to live, and, you know, all that kind of shit. No one that's watching me is like overly destitute, and, you know, I would be more likely than not speaking to people who are, you know, at least scraping by. So, you know, I'm not speaking to people who are like trying to, I don't know. I'm not speaking to fucking homeless people, right? So, like, you know, shit's not so bad. And, you won't realize just how fortunate you are until it's too late. Like, something else that I can be the poster child for. So many experiences, opportunities, and things that I had in front of me that I didn't take full advantage of, my education obviously being one of them. And none of it, like, you don't really in the moment understand the full scope of just how lucky you are until that time passes and you encounter some real problems, and then you realize just how lucky you were and how much you wished that your problems from your teenage life were the only problems that you had now. If my biggest problem now was worrying about what some scrag said about me behind my back when, you know, she was supposed to be my friend or whatever, that would be great. That would just be perfect. I would trade that for all of this shit that I've got now any day of the week, 10 times over, no doubt. But I get it, like, you know, when you're a teenager, it's like school and your friends, it's like majority of your time is spent at school, so it's like all of those things and all of that stuff that is trivial now, and believe it or not, it will be trivial to you in the future. It's like your entire universe. So, you know, if some scrag is speaking shit about you that you're supposed to be friends with, it's like your whole fucking world is falling apart. I get it, but just take a breath, because it's not. What else? I don't even know. There's lots of things. I've got a whole encyclopedia worth of regrets. But definitely listen to your mum and focus on your education are key. And yeah, I'm sure I'll think of some other stuff, and if I do, maybe I'll do a DME part 2. This could turn into like a 50-part series. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't already done a DME, I would love to see it. I know, like, the time for DME has kind of passed now, but, you know, we can revamp it. I would love to see one from you guys. The Bitter Introvert did a DME as well, and his was really great. I'll leave a link to that in the description so you can check it out and subscribe to his channel as well. Very different to mine, but, you know, that's not a bad thing, obviously. Because, like, what am I even fucking talking about right now? I'm just, like, talking absolute shit. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop, and thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, then let me know by leaving a comment that says STFU. I think that's something that needs to be said about now. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. See you.